Well, you gotta give Chris Helmsworth credit. He goes all Keanu Reeves in this film. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well out there. And today I'm going to review Extraction. This film was just released to Netflix last weekend. I just watched it Saturday night. Me and my wife sat down and watched this film. This film was directed by a first-time director, Sam Hargrave. He used to double Chris Evans as Captain America, and then he started doing the fight coordinating on the Avengers films. And this movie was, speaking of the Avengers films, this movie was co-written by Joe Russo, one of the brother Russos who did Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Infinity Wars, and Endgame. So he is, and not only do we have one of the writer-directors from the Avengers, but we have one of the Avengers starring in this film as Chris Helmsworth stars as Tyler Rake, this ex-Special Forces soldier who now is a hired gun, who gets hired through this organization. And I'm not going to spoil this film, it just came out a week ago, but this movie has a very simple premise. Basically, in the beginning of the film, we're introduced to this young man. He's about 14 or 15. And his father is in prison in India. He's a drug dealer. But his son is very well taken care of. He has handlers that look after him. And he gets kidnapped by a competing drug dealer. Well, the drug dealer that's in prison, his father tells his right-hand man that he better get him back or he's going to kill him and his entire family. This is where Chris Helmsworth comes in. He gets hired to go extract this guy's son and get him and return him to his handlers. So Chris Helmsworth gets brought in by this woman who works for this organization. And most of the other actors in this film, besides Chris Helmsworth and David Harbour, also shows up for about 5 minutes in this film. They're all played by Indian actors. I'm not familiar with any of them, but they all do well. Chris Helmsworth is good in this film. And the only Chris Helmsworth goes in with his partner, played by Sam Hargraves, the director, plays the other soldier that goes in with him to extract his kid. And he's being held in this building just in the middle of the city. And Chris Helmsworth goes in and he gets him out. And the fight sequence is really good. And as a matter of fact, it's funny because Chris Helmsworth's name is Tyler Rake in the film, and he actually uses a rake to kill a couple dudes in this apartment, and it's pretty badass. And basically, after he extracts this kid and gets him back, not all is what it seems, and now he has to fight his way out to an extraction point to get this kid back to where he needs to be. And he takes it upon himself during the movie as a personal mission to return this kid alive. He does not want to see this kid get killed. As the movie goes on, they grow together and get a bond together. They kind of end up liking each other a lot by the end of this film. And that's really nice to see. And we find out little bits that Chris Helmsworth's character he's lost things in his life very important to him. He's a damaged human being. He's kind of an alcoholic, but he's a really good soldier. And that's why he does what he does. And basically this movie is, you get to learn about Tyler Rake a little bit here and there, about what he's lost and what his thoughts are on some things. But the story basically is he extracts this kid and he has to get him out. And that's pretty much it. It's a man on a mission film. And honestly, it's well done. The action is really well shot. I know this is being compared to John Wick a lot. And I'll say in a few minutes how it measures up to John Wick 1, 2, or 3. And there's actually a really cool action scene about halfway through this film. It goes on for 11 minutes and 30 seconds. And it's one of those one-take action sequences where the camera follows and makes it look like one take. I don't believe it was one take, but they make it look like one take, and it's very impressive, no doubt. But with digital trickery, I'm sure there was edits in there. You just couldn't tell. But it goes on for 11 minutes, 30 seconds. A very impressive action scene. The action is well shot. No doubt you can see pretty much everything that's going on. It's hard R-rated action for sure. And by the end of the film, I was satisfied on a pure action movie level. The story is very thin. It's paper thin. It's more about the action. And Chris Helmsworth, I know this is his version of John Wick. That's what they're saying about how many stunts he did in the film and that. And he handles himself great. He really does, and he's great in the action sequences. It was hard to decipher if there was a stuntman there or not. It looked like Chris Helmsworth did the majority of everything. I think they said he did about 85% of everything in the film. Not quite as much as Keanu Reeves, but up there compared to most actors. And he handles himself great, and the action, like, again, it's well shot, it's exciting, it's bloody. It's everything I want in an R-rated action film. It's just the story's just very basic, which there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what if I'm going in just to watch an action film, I'm cool with it being a basic plot. Not everything has to be, not everything's Die Hard, for Christ's sake. And even that story was a very simple story, just really well done. And one of the best action movies of all time. Is this one of the best action movies of all time? No, but it's a damn good action film. Is it as good as John Wick, as I was alluding to earlier? I don't think it's as good as John Wick. I think it's a little bit different type of action movie than John Wick. It's grittier. It's more like a war movie, kind of. Not really, but more of that kind of style of film. And it's really well done. Don't get me wrong. Sam Hargrave does a great job directing the action and the movie itself. He has a future in movies, no doubt, if he continues to want to be a director. I just don't think it's as good as John Wick 1, 2, or 3. But it's a fun, R-rated action film, and that's all you want. You're going to have a good time. I'd give Extraction an 8 out of 10. I think it deserves that 8 out of 10 for me for Extraction. Have you seen this film yet on Netflix? If you have, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this film. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button, all that great stuff. And I'll be back soon with another review. Take care.